All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Main Event Wrestling Podcast, part of the Press Play Podcast Network. And I am your host, Michael Jernigan, joined by my tag team partner, the little brother, if you will, Mr. Icon, J.M. Patterson. What's happening?
Man, you can forget that little brother stuff. I know you got your itinerary set there, what we want to go with.
Yep.
But first, I want to give a shout out to our man. He followed us on Taking Over back in the day, Brian Ashworth.
Okay.
I saw Brian Ashworth. He was calling a volleyball game last night doing the lines. And he looked up in the crowd and said, "Man, I love the Main Event Wrestling Podcast."
All right.
I said, "You my man, Ashworth. I'll give you a shout out this week, baby."
Yes, sir, Brian. We appreciate it. Tell your friends. Tell your friends' friends. The more the better. The more the merrier. Listen, we got a big show today. Here's why. Unlike last week, there was some good wrestling on TV this week. There was a couple big things happened last night on Dynamite and NXT.
We were texting each other.
We'll get to in a minute. Unbelievably, there was a good segment on Raw that we will talk about in a couple of minutes. But today is a special episode. We're going to kick this episode off with a big happy birthday shout out to one of our newest favorites here on this show, all the way from the NWA Power.
Yes.
On YouTube every Tuesday night, 6:05 p.m. Tuesday nights. The manager?
Valet. I really think she's the muscle.
She's he's talked about her. Nick Aldis has talked about her being the insurance agent.
Yeah,
or
the
being
silent
insurance
assassin.
Policy. Yes, being the insurance policy for him, the NWA World Champion, Nick Aldis. And that would be the one and the only, the lovely Camille. Today is Camille's birthday. Camille, on behalf of the Main Event Wrestling Podcast, behalf of all the Press Play Podcast Network family members, behalf of every male wrestling fan in the United States and around the world today.
Absolutely.
We want to take a second, just tell you happy birthday, and when you are ready to speak your first words to the world, we want it done right here.
Absolutely.
On the Main Event Wrestling Podcast.
Look, I will drive to Atlanta to make this happen. I dubbed her the queen of the head nods.
There you go.
If you see her, anytime she gets a question, she's got that little, like, Gene Anderson head nod twitch. She's doing a thing.
There's a big difference between a head nod and a twitch.
Well, she's got it going on. And, I mean, the silent assassin, the insurance policy, whatever she is. Happy birthday, Camille.
Yes.
We wish you nothing but the best, and we see great things for you happening with NWA Power.
Listen, a lot of people would say, Camille, we want you to go to WWE. Camille, we don't want you to go to WWE. We want you to stay at NWA. We want to see you on YouTube. We want y'all to get your own TV show. We want to see you on TV in the NWA with Nick Aldis every single week.
Absolutely. I think the one thing I like about the NWA, and there's a few things, like it takes you back in time.
Yeah, we like the look and the feel to the show. Yeah.
But the 1 hour time slot.
Yeah.
Just the 1 hour is action packed. They keep it going. Man, those guys have done incredible with it. Nothing but good luck to you guys.
Now, I have not seen episode 3.
Oh, I have.
Yeah, I figured you had.
Yeah, I have.
I have not seen it yet.
I've watched one segment over and over and over. I'm not going to say which one.
Okay. All right, I'll keep that in mind. I have not seen episode 3 yet. The first 2 episodes were really good.
Yeah.
Getting to know everybody. It's just like AEW. It's starting brand new, basically. You're getting to know everybody, getting to know the characters. You can identify the ones you like, the ones you don't like.
You can see the storyline starting to play out down the line. So it's really good, man. Really well put together.
Camille, happy birthday on behalf of the Press Play Podcast Network and the Main Event Wrestling Podcast.
And myself, Jam. Look me up anytime.
The Icon, J.M. Patterson. All right. We had a big week of wrestling this past week. You go all the way back to last Friday night on Friday Night SmackDown, all the way up to last night, to Wednesday night, where we had Dynamite and NXT on USA. It's been a big week. Couple of things that we want to hit on this week. Number one, go all the way back to last Friday night. We had a Miz TV segment, and we had Bad Girl Bayley defending her actions on slashing the Bayley Buddies, I think is what they're called, the wacky inflatable, whatever they are.
Which you called was going to happen weeks before it did.
Episode 3, by the way. So she and Sasha Banks was on Miz TV, and we got to hear Bayley's reasoning for turning her back on the fans, for turning her back on good girl Bayley, and now becoming bad girl Bayley. And her reason was, where was everybody else when I needed a hug?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. First off, I like bad girl Bayley.
I do too.
Right? But
I like good girl Bayley.
Yeah, and back in time, it's kind of like with the John Cena thing.
Yep.
They wanted to turn John Cena heel for so long.
Yep.
But his character was so lovable. He did all the Make-A-Wish stuff, And when Bayley first come up, you heard that was kind of going to be the same thing with her. She was always going to stay the good girl. She's always going to do the hugs and this. And what you saw took you back. I know it did. It took you to Hogan when he joined the NWO.
Sure, a little bit.
He came out. He's got the red and the yellow on. You think he's coming to save the day.
Yep.
And then out of nowhere.
Bash at the Beach 96.
Out of nowhere. Hogan has gone NWO. And so, but I give Bayley credit, and I think this is a good move for her. I love a good heel. And she's playing it really good. She's got the soccer mom haircut that looks atrocious, so it even helps the character even more.
You think she's similar, her haircut similar to AJ Styles? I can see it.
Oh, absolutely. If you put a goatee on her, she'll give you – she will come off that rope with the fabulous forearm or whatever it is.
The phenomenal
forearm. Yes. She'll give you one real quick.
Bayley, don't be mad at us.
Listen,
Bayley, we're fans. You're a beautiful young lady. But you kind of look like AJ Styles.
Yes, I mean, she's got it going on. I mean, you put a vest on her, and like I said, the beard, bam, forearm, you're out.
There you go.
I mean, it's over.
So she ended the promo with, she quoted Vince McMahon. If you think back, there's a SmackDown episode years ago, I want to say mid-2000s. Vince McMahon told the fans, basically, get over it, life sucks, and then you die. And then Bayley quoted that in her promo to kind of seal her heel turn. So I'm down with Bad Girl Bayley.
I like it. And Miz had some great comments to her. I mean, the whole episode of Miz TV was good when, they tried to pick on him because he got drafted in the 5th round.
Right.
And then he had to fire back. Well, at least that's not what makes me relevant.
Right.
And so, I mean, it was a great episode. I do like the Bad Girl. But the turn is coming between her and Sasha.
Eventually, it's going to happen. It don't have to happen anytime soon. I hope they got to build something. Because listen, Sasha, she's a main event women's championship level performer, so she's going to want a title shot eventually. Right. But
I mean, who else you got there?
But listen,
there's main event with.
No, I agree.
With Bayley, right?
You saw in that, was it a 6-pack challenge match? Is that what it was called? I mean, you had people like your girls, Fire and Desire. Woo. You had Nikki Cross. You had Carmella. I can't remember who else, but Nikki Cross ended up getting the win.
Won it.
Yes. So, and you wouldn't think none of those ladies are in line to main event a pay-per-view like Becky, Charlotte, Sasha, or Bayley.
To me, after Sasha, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but they do have Alexa Bliss.
Yes.
With SmackDown. So
to
me, after those two, you got Bliss.
I agree.
I know they got Cross coming for the title next.
I agree.
I don't see that happening, although I know she's kind of over with the crowd.
She ain't winning.
But she's not a Bliss. She's not a Sasha. She's
not a
Bayley.
Not yet. She may be, but I think you got Becky, Charlotte, Sasha on one level. I think Bayley's just a step down. Alexa Bliss is a step down, and then basically everybody else.
I think WWE missed a great chance to bring it because they got some great women in the NXT.
Oh yeah,
you could have brought a couple up.
We're going to talk about them
to
in a
help
second.
bolster the roster.
Yes, you got 4 ladies that we saw on TV last night.
Right,
that all of them could be on the main show. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Fast forward. Also on Friday night, you had Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan once again tag teaming. I don't know that Daniel Bryan will turn heel again on Roman Reigns, but I still think they're setting up some kind of a match between Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns.
Wouldn't it be something if Roman turned heel?
It would be.
That would be great.
But Roman's getting more cheers now than he has ever gotten before.
Which is good because here's the thing. He didn't get cheered before because why? Everybody felt like he was being forced every week.
I'll tell you exactly why. Because he won the 2015 Royal Rumble after Daniel Bryan come back from his first injury, and he was in the Royal Rumble and got eliminated pretty quick. And so from that was the one in Philadelphia when The Rock come out at the end to try to help Roman Reigns. Everybody was booing the devil out of that Joker. And because of that, all these years since, there's still boos for Roman Reigns. However, now there's more cheers than what you would normally have in years past for Roman Reigns. So, but I still think they're setting up some kind of a match.
Oh, I agree.
I don't know if it'll be at the Royal Rumble. I don't think they'll stretch it out to WrestleMania. I think they're already setting up for Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar again at WrestleMania.
Can't take it.
It's what I could see coming.
I can't take it.
I read a report today, said the odds makers have Roman Reigns with the best odds of winning the Royal Rumble in January. So that would put him and Brock Lesnar once again at WrestleMania.
Now, I sent you a text about some things I liked and disliked.
Yes.
And you didn't have anything on there about Tyson Fury. Can I go into this just 1 second?
Well, we'll save that for the Crown Jewel.
Because it's going to go to Roman Reigns eventually.
We'll just hold on.
All right, we'll
hold off. All right. Then Monday Night Raw. This week's episode was not great, but it was better than last week, which is hard. Not hard to do, I don't think.
No.
It started off with our main man.
Woo!
The 16-time world champion kicking off the show. Ric Flair named his final member of Team Flair for the Crown Jewel pay-per-view coming up, which was Drew McIntyre. So we got Team Hogan fully assembled, Team Flair fully assembled, and they will be on tomorrow night on SmackDown. Both of them will be on there. I have a feeling tomorrow night SmackDown will all be about Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
Like everything's leading up to Crown
Absolutely.
Jewel. Yeah.
And the thing is, you got to watch it on Fox Sports 1. Remember, it's not on just regular Fox because of the World Series.
Because of the World Series.
So people who are listening, make sure you go to Fox Sport 1 to check out that episode.
Now, Ric Flair had a line.
Oh!
Ric Flair had a line. Now, I did not see this segment. I've gone back to watch clips, but I have not seen the full thing. Who was this line directed to?
It was directed to a fan.
Yes, okay.
I
That's
mean,
what I
it
thought.
was vintage Ric Flair.
That's what I thought. There was a fan heckling Flair while he's in the ring. And Flair said...
your mama knows me. And so what went on, because I watched this, I mean, you listen to Dave LaGreca on Busted Open, who is phenomenal, by the way.
Yep.
I did the same thing. I watched Flair's whole intro. He brought out Drew McIntyre. The McIntyre Ricochet match was great.
Yep.
And then I went back and rewatched the Flair opening because it was that good.
Right.
Because, basically they gave Flair a live mic, which is dangerous
and
good, but good,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
Because we know that everything that all these other guys come out is so scripted that you just can't buy it.
Yep.
Well, here's Flair, and I guarantee you what was said was, go get the crowd hyped.
Sure.
And so Flair comes out.
Kick the show off.
Flair comes out. There's some Cleveland Brown football players out there. He's like, where's Baker? Where's Odell? Y'all ain't had a champion since LeBron left town. The best you can do now is the Nature Boy. And, of course, the crowd's getting fired up. And somebody yells to him. He said, I'll come take your girlfriend. And I don't know. You can't hear the guy. And he's like, hey, ask your mama. She knows me. And, I mean, the place erupted. And
Classic.
It was vintage Flair with just a live mic. And, man, they should have brought him out every hour.
Yes.
On hour to just get this crowd going.
We were talking about the NWA earlier in the studio setting. That's one of the cool things about a small studio show.
Yes.
You go back and watch some of those JCP shows from back in the day. Like there's 200 people in there. You can hear what everybody says.
Right.
And Flair responded to what everybody said
even if
back
you watch
in the day.
NWA Power now, there is still that interaction that you just love because the fans are investing into it.
And that's one of the things that you miss out on having 20,000 people in a show compared to 200.
Right.
Is you miss those comments like Flair, your mama knows who I am.
Man,
Go
it was
ask her.
golden.
So, yes, Ric Flair was on Monday Night Raw. Now, one more thing about Monday Night Raw. We had Bobby Lashley was on a date.
Oh, my God.
This should be under the stuff we didn't like or we do like. Bobby Lashley was on a date with Lana at a restaurant in Cleveland. They had a camera there for some reason. I don't know why the TV cameras were there, but they were there. Rusev was in the ring. They popped up on the big screen, started making out. Rusev said, I know exactly where they're at. And so he left, And about 20, 25, 30 minutes later, Rusev found them, and they had a big pull-apart, had a big brawl in the restaurant.
All right. Can I give my take?
Do tell.
One, I'm very jealous of Bobby Lashley.
Amen.
One, because he is with Lana in this. But come on, man. Here's what's got me with Raw right now. One, this whole segment is pure trash. Right? Rusev is better than this segment.
Yep.
I mean, he really is. I mean, the dude is a top-notch talent. He's worse. I mean, he's so much better than this segment that they got him in. Two, where did Bobby Lashley take Lana? Like you said, where there's a camera.
That's right.
And there's 4 security guards working in this restaurant. How sketchy of a place is this?
Now, I will say, we've been to some sketchy restaurants.
Yes, we have.
Here in town.
Yeah.
I ain't going to tell you what town we're in because we ain't calling nobody out.
But you bought a taser or a stun gun at one of the restaurants. That's how sketchy. I have yet to see 4 security guards working anywhere. I mean, we got 2 that guard our church, but
that's high class, Bill.
Yeah,
that's high class.
What kind of restaurant is and the security guards look like the guys that you see protecting the mall. Right? What are they gonna do?
That's high class.
I mean, you got Paul Blart. You got 4 of them guarding a restaurant that's got Lana and Bobby Lashley. All right. 2. Here's the thing. 1, that segment, that's Attitude Era, but not done with Attitude Era with it, right?
Yeah. I mean, you think of some of the off-site things that you think of Booker T and Stone Cold in the grocery store.
But it was good.
Yeah.
And 2, going along with it, you got the King making his comments that make it even sound like it's from the 90s and the early 2000s.
That's what he does.
It's so terrible. I mean, I want good storylines, but I don't want crap either.
Yeah.
And that's what this episode is. That's what that segment is. Pure crap.
How do you feel about Rusev's new look? Just the mustache.
I'm cool
lost
with that.
Some weight.
Because here's the thing about Rusev. Rusev is a talent.
Oh, he's good.
Rusev is really good.
No question. He's good. I think he looks sick.
Really?
I don't think he looks good. No, I don't think so.
Right. He lost too much weight.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the Bulgarian brute.
Yeah,
right?
The mustache. I like the full beard or whatever.
I mean, they need to let him go back to when he first came in and destroyed people.
Yeah.
That's him.
And then he lost to John Cena at WrestleMania 31 when he rode a tank to the ring.
Downhill slide.
Yeah. All right, so that was Friday night, Monday night. Let's go to some real good wrestling. I got to be honest. When I got done watching these 2 shows last night, AEW Dynamite and NXT, I was so excited just for wrestling in general.
Oh, absolutely.
I knew we would have some good stuff to talk about here. I went home and wanted to watch more good wrestling, so I watched the 1992 Royal Rumble last night when Ric Flair won, coming in at number 3.
Yes.
His performance was amazing. Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon on commentary was amazing.
2 of the best ever to do it.
If you've never seen the 1992 Royal Rumble, do yourself a favor. Pause this podcast. Take 2.5 hours right now.
You wait till this podcast is over, folks.
Go watch it. It is amazing. So we had AEW Dynamite from Pittsburgh last night, and we had NXT live from Full Sail University. The first thing, the opening match on NXT was Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. You have said you're a fan of Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
I love Rhea Ripley. I think she could be on that level with Becky and Charlotte and Sasha. Someday. She's not there now, but someday she will be. She's just a killer. She looks like a bad A.
Yeah, she looks mean, man.
She wrestles like a bad A, and she's only like 23 years old or something.
Wow.
So she got a win against Bianca Belair last night, but not without interference from Io Shirai, and then Candice LeRae come down to take care of Io. So we talked earlier that NXT's loaded with women. Right there's 4, plus Shayna Baszler, the NXT Women's Champion. That's 5 women that could easily be called up and make an impact.
Yeah, to me,
on these
that
on these
roster, after you take Bayley, Sasha, that roster is better than what you've got on SmackDown.
Oh, no question.
Right? And it's probably better than what you got on Raw after you take away Becky, Charlotte, and I'll put, her name just left me. The Southern Sweetheart.
Oh gosh.
Lacey.
Lacey
You
Evans.
take those 3 out. That roster on NXT is better than what you got on Raw.
No question.
I mean, so.
And then you had a tag team match last night with Tegan Knox and, I forgot the other girl's name. Oh, shoot.
I can't help you because I didn't see that one.
Tegan Knox. They wrestled Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke, Shayna's friends.
Okay.
What was it? Tegan Knox and Dakota Kai.
Okay.
You got those two up and coming. Tegan Knox coming back from a torn ACL. Those two, they're going to get a women's tag team championship match next week on NXT against Kairi Sane and Asuka next week. But listen, you put Asuka in there, Kairi in there, they're in good shape.
Great talent. That's a lot
they're
of talent,
in good shape.
man.
So Rhea Ripley, we love you. We appreciate your work, and you're a bad egg.
Absolutely, hands down.
The main event on NXT was Keith Lee, Dominik Dijakovic, and Roderick Strong for the North American Championship. And my gosh, was this a match.
Man, it's incredible. And let me go and say thank you to Keith Lee. Keith Lee, you saved two young talents last night in the ring just by your pure physical strength.
There was a spot in the match where Roderick Strong was on the turnbuckle, on the top turnbuckle. Dijakovic got up, got him in a superplex position. Right. Keith Lee comes up backwards underneath Dijakovic for a powerbomb superplex combination. So they started. I don't know if Roderick Strong didn't get a good push off from the turnbuckle to flip all the way over, whatever. But he got like halfway, maybe not even halfway. He wasn't all the way up. He was still lean over. And you could see his right arm was posted on Dijakovic's leg to help push himself up. But it was almost like they stood there for like 3 minutes.
You could tell we're about to mess up.
Yeah, I mean, thought they were all just coming crashing down on top of Keith Lee. But I gave Keith Lee credit. Jam just gave Keith Lee credit. This man's muscle held up both of those two jokers and eventually got them flipped over into where both of them are still alive today because of Keith frickin' Lee.
Here's the thing about pro wrestling, and we know this. You've got to trust your partners.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're putting your body out there. Keith Lee last night, to me, watching this spot happen, sacrificed his own self by making this move happen. I mean, it was supposed to go further out in the ring. It didn't happen because, like you said, the push-off was there.
Yeah, Keith Lee about fell out of the ring after he got him over.
He didn't come 2 feet away from the turnbuckles.
No.
Because he was protecting those two other guys.
Protecting Roderick Strong, who was at the top, for not landing on his head and getting him flipped all the way over.
So Keith Lee showed last night about this business where, man, there's a lot of trust going into it. And so, Keith Lee, you are the man today, buddy, because like Jeremy said, you showed, man, that strength was amazing.
Roderick Strong ended up getting the win over Keith Lee and Dominik Dijakovic. Then the other members of the Undisputed Era come out, we're celebrating. Then, and this, they got me. They got me. God almighty. They got me. Jam just showed,
I got him.
Jam just showed me a picture. And I got to retrain my brain. The other members of Undisputed Era come out. We're celebrating with Roderick Strong. Then Tommaso Ciampa's music played. He come out standing there 4 against 1. Then Johnny Gargano's music played. He came out with Ciampa standing there 4 against 2.
Right.
Then Finn Balor's music played. He came out with Tommaso, and Johnny was standing there 4 against 3. At this very moment, I'm thinking, here's what I was thinking. I'm thinking November's coming up. They have a takeover special, Survivor Series weekend. Mm-hmm. Last year for Survivor Series weekend, they did a War Games match, right? I'm thinking somebody else is going to come out. It's going to be 4-on-4. They're setting up for the War Games. They're sitting there staring each other down eye to eye. When Finn Balor comes out, I'm thinking, well, who's next?
Yeah, I was the same way.
Is it going to be Pete Dunne? Is it going to be Keith Lee going to come back in?
Yeah.
I
even thought about the Dream because of what they did to the Dream with the beatdown, right?
Right.
So
I'm waiting on the fourth person. And then you see Tommaso Ciampa kind of take a step towards the Undisputed Era, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe they're just going to throw down 3-on-4. And you see Finn Balor starts to take his jacket off, and then out of nowhere, I'm literally sitting on my couch, and I stand up and say, oh, my God, Finn Balor gives a Pele kick to Johnny Gargano behind him, turning heel and beating up the good guys. And it looks like either he's going to be a part of Undisputed Era or he's just going to be a bad guy on his own, which is unbelievable because you got Finn Balor, who's never been a bad guy in NXT, WWE, and now here he turned his back.
See, I don't think
me.
He turned his back on you
personally. His back on me.
I don't think he's going with the Undisputed Era for this one reason.
He didn't give him the sign at the end.
And when he first came out, you know, the debut, he came and said, "I am NXT," talking to Adam Cole, right?
Yep.
So because we first thought when that happened, and then Ciampa come, we thought a 3-way was going to happen, right? Down the road.
Yep.
For the belt, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. But could it be somewhere they're going to go back New Japan, which they're thinking, and they're going to surround Balor with his own Balor Club?
Maybe.
I mean, which would be great.
When they separated off last night, they had the Undisputed Era boys taking care of Tommaso, and Balor drop kicked Johnny Gargano through the barricade into some fans. They got knocked out.
That was ridiculous.
Assuming they were fans.
I don't think they were, but that was
not
ridiculous.
Plants.
And so was the Brain Buster on the ramp.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
He did a DDT type deal all the way up onto the ramp. It looked really good. I mean, looked amazingly good. I thought it was real, to be honest with you.
I mean, I said a cuss word.
It's still real to me.
Yeah. It's still real to me.
And so it seemed like they may be separating Tommaso with Adam Cole and then Balor with Johnny Gargano coming up at the next takeover. But I could not believe in the past 2 weeks, we've had good girl Bayley turn into bad girl Bayley, and we've had Finn Balor, always been a good guy in WWE, now be bad guy Finn.
I like it.
Man, it's been a crazy week, crazy couple of weeks in WWE. But NXT was good, man.
Yeah, it was.
It was a good show.
Good NXT right now, to me, is saving WWE programming.
Has been for years.
So, well, I mean, now on national TV.
Yes, you're right. On AEW Dynamite, listen, there's a couple things we could talk about, but let's get to the main story. We had Cody Rhodes.
Time out. I can't go to the main story.
Okay, go
Did
ahead.
you see the Lucha Brothers match?
I did.
There was 2 moves.
I missed like the first 2 minutes, but I saw
there's 2 moves that Ray did, Phoenix, that I stood up and I yelled, "Holy sh!" to my TV.
When he ran down the ropes.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I was telling them down the road a few minutes ago before I came in. I said, did y'all see? I said, the Undertaker would walk and he would always balance himself with somebody's arm.
This fool ran.
I said, my man ran down and then drop kicked my man sitting in the turnbuckles.
Yep.
Was amazing. And then he got up. He ran up the turnbuckles, jumped up, spun around, boom.
Oh, yes.
And then did the moonsault off of the top rope onto the floor against Private Party. And I thought, oh, my God. Oh, my God.
I think that Ray Phoenix is the best in the world at what he does.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
You take that luchador style of wrestling. He is the best in the world at aerial moves, whatever you want to call it. He's good. He's good. So,
and Private Party's no slack. I like Private Party.
That was a good match.
That was a great match.
That was a good match.
But to me, forget the Young Bucks, you forget the Revival, Lucha Brothers are the best tag team on the planet.
So we have in the tag team tournament, we have Lucha Brothers winning, going to the finals against.
They're going to face SCU.
Yes, with Scorpio Sky and.
That's another great match.
What's my man's name?
Who cares? Let's get to the big part we want to talk about.
Sorry, boys. All right, so then you had Cody Rhodes come out for an interview with Tony Schiavone. This is the second time in 4 weeks he has come out to do an interview with Tony Schiavone. That gets interrupted by Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho and the Inner Circle boys had a private box that they bought tickets to up in the box. And I knew there was a microphone up there because you could hear them pretty well.
Yeah.
Then they started blowing air horns.
That was the best.
When Cody started talking, and you could hear those air horns really well. So I'm thinking there's got to be a microphone in that box. Sure enough, Jericho picks up a microphone, starts talking back and forth with Cody. Poor old Tony Schiavone can't get an interview done for nothing in AEW because of Jericho. So Cody says, listen, we ain't got to talk. I'm coming up there. We can fight right now.
Right.
So he starts walking up there. Jericho says, there's 4 of us here. Like, you don't want to, you just need to stay there. It's 4-1. Dustin comes out, Gold Dust, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
He comes out. It's 4-2. MJF music plays. He comes
MJF.
out with his scarf, and Jericho had a great line. Did you hear it?
Oh, it was so good. Say it.
Jericho had a great line. He said he's wearing a scarf. What kind of real man wears a scarf? Or who's scared of anybody that wears a scarf?
Right.
No one 3 years ago.
Jericho was the king
That was
of
his
scarf.
deal.
Yes.
So then it's 4-3, and then you hear over the loudspeaker, "Hits me, hits me, hits DDP," and the crowd was on absolute fire for this.
Man.
It was amazing. They bought into every bit of this, from Jericho interrupting the promo, from Cody's entrance, Cody going up to the box, to Dustin, to MJF, and then DDP at the end. It was amazing. So they go up to the box. Jericho and the boys go into a back room, lock the door, and you see MJF hand Cody his scarf. He wraps it around his hand, punches through the window, unlocks the door. And I tweeted right after that, do not forget, Bill Goldberg tore some and cut up some stuff in his what do you call
his wrist and all that?
Yeah, but what is it called? Nerves. He damaged some nerves in his hand doing the same thing to a limo outside one night.
Yep.
Unscripted, he hit that thing a couple times and jacked his hand up. At least Cody had thank God for MJF's scarf.
Yeah.
That's what I say. He may have saved Cody's career in this one night.
Oh, absolutely.
And they had a big brawl in the top of the box.
So good, man.
Out into the walkway in the arena. Jim Ross had a wonderful line that has become a meme and been thousands of pictures online. When Cody put Jericho's head into the Dippin' Dots,
yes,
Jim Ross said, "Not the Dippin' Dots."
So good.
Did you see the man with the crutches?
Yes.
He got knocked down.
Yes, he did.
His one crutch got kicked away. He could not get up. There were people around trying to help him up, but nobody could get him up because I guess he broke his leg or whatever. And at the very end, during the pull apart, Jericho's on the ground holding up his ticket.
Yeah.
You can see the guy with the crutch sitting beside Jericho, and a security person or police officer was telling him, just stay there.
Yeah.
Just stay there. This poor man got caught in the crossfire of Cody Rhodes and Chris Jericho.
My thing with that was the very end. If you saw Jericho, he licked the ticket and stuck it on his forehead.
I didn't see that.
And had his sunglasses on. So, but the takeaway from me is this, right? Cody Rhodes starts the interview, and you hear the air horns. When I first heard it, I thought it was a fan.
Yeah.
Because I did. I knew Jericho was in the box because they panned to him a few times.
Yep.
But I was like, what? Is a fan really doing this? And then you know the interaction started taking place between Cody and Jericho. But Cody made a line, and everybody said it was a dig towards the WWE, and maybe it was, but it was the correct line.
The fourth wall deal.
There's no invisible wall between here, like the other company.
Yeah, I can come up there.
Right.
Yeah.
Which basically, to me, the invisible wall is this. And I'm just taking it for what I get out of it, right? AEW, NXT, NWA all do something really great that SmackDown and Raw don't do, and that's fan interaction.
Well, Flair told the boy.
That's what I'm saying, other than Flair, but no one else does it, right? And so they play off the crowd. Like there's no script. Like Cody Rhodes and then those guys come out, especially MJF. If somebody in the crowd says something, you best believe you know, you're going to get marked somewhere in that interview somewhere. And so here's the invisible wall, because it was probably about a year ago, Vince McMahon come out and said, we're going to give you what the fans want.
Yeah, you're the authority.
You are the authority, and that has never happened in the WWE. The fans do not get what they want. The WWE is such a global, it's a huge
machine.
billion-dollar company. They can do what they want. They got the money. They got the power, which is cool. What AEW and those guys, they're giving what the fans want. And that's why they are so hot. And to me, that's that invisible wall where I'm going to play to the crowd. I'm going to give you what you want. The crowd wants what? They want Cody to go up there, and they want to whip Jericho's tail. And what's going to happen? Boom. And here's the other thing. I don't know if we got this marked down, but the Moxley Pac finish.
It was the main event of AEW Dynamite. You had Moxley against Pac, and they had tag team partners last week.
Right.
They ended up falling apart. So they had a match tonight, and them fools killed each other. They killed each other.
It ended in a draw, which to me was great.
I'm fine
because of the way it ended.
It sets up
because
next week. Yeah.
Moxley Dirty D's the referee and looks at the camera and says, "There's no time limit draw."
Yeah.
So it's setting up. Where WWE, they wouldn't have those two stars fighting each other. What they would do, like with a Seth Rollins, and let's say the Fiend was going to come out. Well, all of a sudden it's going to be a tag match.
Oh yeah.
Or it's going to be, and so, but AEW is giving the fans what they want to see. I was listening to Tony Schiavone today on Busted Open, and he said AEW has the old school ECW feel to it, where you interact with the crowd and you're giving them exactly, and that's why the crowds are so hot.
Oh, it was hot last night,
because you're giving them exactly what they want to see, and that's something that WWE is not doing.
So the show went off the air with a time limit draw with Pac and Moxley. My guess is they're setting up something different. I know at the pay-per-view you're going to have Moxley and Kenny Omega. So that's an unresolved situation that they're going to have to resolve. And Pac is a good bad guy.
Yes, he is. He's a great heel.
All right, who won the Wednesday Night War? This may be the toughest week so far.
Oh, it's not for me. And I like NXT, but AEW right now is fire.
Man, listen, NXT had the good women's match at the beginning, had a really good main event.
I'm going to tell you.
And then you had Finn Balor at the end. I don't know.
I'm going to tell you, the Grimes and Riddle match was a great match.
Yep.
Was a great match.
And you're still picking AEW.
I am. To me, I'm old school, right?
Yep.
I'm 4 years old, right?
How old?
I'm 4. I love good stories.
Yeah.
Right? AEW right now has the best storylines going. Their tag team tournament is solid. The storyline between Cody and Jericho, phenomenal, solid. The storyline with Pac, Moxley, incredible. Kenny Omega, anywhere he steps in the ring is gold.
Yep.
They're doing a great job in 3-4 short weeks on TV.
Yeah, this is fourth week, yeah.
Getting you sold into these stories and to these characters. And so for that, yes, AEW is still winning and won last night in the wars.
We put a poll out on Twitter last night. Look us up on Twitter at Main Event Pod. Last night, as soon as the show was over, we put a poll out. Who won the Wednesday Night War? NXT with 26%, AEW 35%, and us, the fans, at 39%.
I'm not mad at that either.
Can't disagree. All right, y'all, next Thursday, I think in the afternoon sometime at 1 o'clock, is Halloween. You dressing up for Halloween?
Yep.
What are you dressing up as?
Camille's boyfriend. Woo! Talk to me, girl.
Is Crown Jewel from Saudi Arabia. So we'll probably be recording while Crown Jewel is on the air next week. So you may get some live perspective of Crown Jewel or some live thoughts of what we see and think about Crown Jewel going on. But we got your Crown Jewel predictions here. We're going to run through these pretty quickly. Mr. Patterson, are you ready?
Let's do it.
You got Cesaro versus Mansoor. Mansoor is the Saudi Arabian wrestler. I think that's a foregone conclusion.
Mansoor is winning.
You have a tag team turmoil match with all the tag team, not all, but a lot of the tag team wrestlers in the WWE to see who is the best tag team in the world. Real quickly, the New Day is in there. The Viking Raiders. Heavy Machinery, Lucha House Party, Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins, Revival, the OC, Dolph Ziggler, and Robert Roode, and the B Team. Who you got winning, Patterson?
I have the Revival winning.
Somehow Shane McMahon's going to get put in this match, and Shane McMahon and his tag team partner will win.
Oh, my God.
So he will be the best tag team and the best single wrestler.
I will throw up.
All right, then we got what I believe to be the main event of the show. Team Hogan, which is Roman Reigns, Ricochet, Rusev, Ali, Chad Gable versus Team Flair, Randy Orton, King Corbin, Shinsuke Nakamura, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre.
There's no way Team Hogan beats Team Flair. No way possible.
I don't know.
Read those names again.
Team Hogan, Roman Reigns. You think
garbage.
You think he's losing?
Go to the next one.
Ricochet.
Garbage.
No, he's not. Rusev.
I like Rusev.
Ali.
Garbage.
Chad Gable.
Garbage.
He's not garbage.
Compared to Team Flair's guys.
Just hang on. Flair, you got Randy Orton.
Oh, my God.
King Corbin.
I like him.
You're crazy. Shinsuke.
Love him.
I've always loved Shinsuke. Bobby Lashley. There's going to be some big spot with Rusev and Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, they're going to eliminate each other.
Yeah.
Like they're going down the hall somewhere.
Yeah.
Lana will come out or cost something like that. It'll be something stupid.
Yeah, I was looking to see if this is an elimination match, and it is an elimination match. And then Drew McIntyre.
Oh, my God. It's going to wind up Roman versus McIntyre in the very last two.
Maybe Shinsuke. They just had a match on SmackDown last week.
I'm still going with Roman and McIntyre, and somehow Hogan or Flair will determine the outcome of the match.
So who's winning?
Team Flair.
Crazy.
You picking Team Hogan over Team Flair? You're not a true Flair fan.
I ain't picking. I'm just saying. All right, then we got Braun Strowman against Tyson Fury. You got some issues with Tyson Fury?
Let me go and tell you.
Let me hear it.
Have you heard?
Yes, I did.
What Tyson Fury is getting paid?
Somewhere around the $12 million mark.
12 to $15 million.
That ain't WWE money. That's Saudi money. That's Saudi money.
But
a dirty money, I bet.
But there's guy was reading it from a news in UK where Tyson Fury is from. If Tyson Fury enjoys what he does, he will main event at WrestleMania they said this on a $20 million paycheck.
He better have a better showing here at Crown Jewel than what I'm expecting.
Oh, let me go and tell you.
He ain't main event WrestleMania.
If that is legit, I'm Tyson Fury. His next fight, he's going against
Deontay
Wilder. I'm walking in the ring, looking at Deontay.
Taking a dive.
And I'm just walking over and saying, here, dude. I'm putting a belt on his shoulder, and I'm walking right back out just like I walked in.
I got 20 mil, bro.
Yeah, because if that's true, two wrestling matches, $35 million. Yeah. I'm in.
Yeah.
Sign me up today.
Who's winning?
Neither one of them.
Okay.
They're going to wind up becoming a tag team.
Oh, whatever.
And they're gonna because somebody's going to come out and say, we're tired of all these other guys from other things coming in, taking our spotlight, blah, 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 blah. And it's going to be a tag match with Braun and Tyson Fury together versus whoever these two jokers are.
Okay.
And Tyson Fury is going to give somebody a knockout blow with Braun Strowman giving the body slam that he does. And they're going to raise each other's hands. After 4 minutes, Tyson Fury is walking out with $15 million.
Hot take. We'll see what happens.
By God.
Hot prediction. We got the WWE Championship match, Brock Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez. Cain was on Monday Night Raw, beating up Shelton Benjamin. Horrible. It looked rough. Didn't look good at all.
No, it didn't look good at all.
Brock wins.
Oh, yeah, I think so. It's going to be a double count out. There's not going to be a pinfall.
I think WWE's got plans for Cain.
Yeah, I mean, they signed him to a multi-year deal.
Yeah, they don't want to beat him yet.
So there's not going to be a clean win either way.
Yeah.
So.
And then the Universal Championship match, Seth Rollins versus The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, falls count anywhere, and a special stipulation coming out of Hell in a Cell 2019. This match cannot be stopped for no reason whatsoever.
Let me go and tell you, I'm about sick of this. I love The Fiend.
Yeah.
Fox Sports caught so much grief that they're bringing the Firefly Funhouse back this Friday night, which is great.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Monday night after Raw went dark. They had a Fiend versus Seth Rollins cage match again.
Okay.
In the dark, right? Guess who won that match?
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins won by curb stomping him 35 million times.
Yeah.
And he leaves the ring, wins, and then, of course, the Fiend gets up, attacks him, puts him in the mandible claw, does all this crap.
Yep, we've seen that before.
It's terrible. Like, they totally screwed up the Fiend.
Not yet.
They have. Hell in a Cell, they did.
They're on the way to it, but they haven't yet.
They did. I mean, they should have let him just destroy him.
He could still change.
And just say, I don't need this title. F all y'all.
But you wouldn't think he's on SmackDown. You wouldn't think The Fiend would win the Raw Championship, the Universal Championship.
Exactly.
So we'll see.
So, I mean, WWE's creative team right now is
getting paid.
They got to be the highest people in the world. I'm not talking money-wise. I'm just talking about high. Because what they're writing
like
right now,
marijuana.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Have they moved offices to Colorado or Denver, wherever that stuff is
legal? Hallucinage high.
Because what they're writing right now is pure, absolute trash. And you can look at The Fiend and say, man, I'm not even interested in that match now because of what you've done at Hell in a Cell.
No, I want to see Team Hogan, Team Flair, see if they do anything.
Right.
That's about all I care about.
I mean, that shouldn't even be the main event. That's how sorry it is right now.
It will be, I think.
Oh, it probably
and
will
I think we can't count out The Undertaker coming in and doing something because he's been on most of those shows.
He's not going.
Oh, is he not?
He's
okay.
not going to Saudi this time.
Okay.
I read that the other day.
I guess they're giving all the money to Tyson Fury. They ain't got no money for for Undertaker.
Oh, I guarantee you. Well, you know Brock's getting paid over there, too.
Oh, yeah. All right, everybody.
Whoa! We got major mid-card. Dark match.
All right, listen, we're running long. Make it quick. We got an episode, a segment we do here called Dark Match Mid-Card Main Event. We give each other 3 wrestlers. We pick one for the dark match, one for the mid-card, and one for the main event. Jam, go ahead.
All right, your 3 people.
Okay, make it quick.
Macho Man.
I love Randy Savage.
Sting.
Oh, God.
And Lex Luger.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
That's tough right there, boy.
That is tough. I love them all. Okay.
He's stumped.
Lex, I'm sorry. I apologize.
What?
Lex, I give you more credit than most people do.
You give more than I do.
Lex, I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. You're in the dark match.
Here we go. What you got?
Now, listen, let me just first say the mid-card is not a bad place to be, okay?
No, it was bad when I had to pick it the other week. So, no, heck no, it's a bad spot to be.
The mid-card is not a bad place to be. Give me Sting in the mid-card.
Oh, the Icon Sting.
Yeah, in the mid-card. Are we talking Surfer Sting or are we talking the Crow Sting?
We're talking Surfer Sting.
I can't put the Macho Man in the mid-card.
God rest his soul.
Amen. I cannot put the Macho Man.
The Macho Man is looking down on heaven right now.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what you're going to
Macho Man Randy Savage, I can't do it. Yeah, Sting's in the mid-card and Macho Man in the main event. with the Sting making a run-in during the main event and feuding with
Missy Elizabeth standing by his side.
Okay. All right, so Lex Luger, man, I love you, Lex. I give you much more credit than everybody else. Lex Luger in the dark match, Sting in the mid card, and Macho Man. Siri's over here talking to me, y'all.
Siri's mad about his picks.
And Macho Man in the main event. So that was a tough one. That was tough.
You like it?
All right, everybody. This has been the Main Event Wrestling Podcast, part of the Press Play Podcast Network. Look us up on PressPlayPodcast.com. You can find us on Twitter at Main Event Wrestling or Main Event Pod. Main Event Pod. Give us a follow. Hit that subscribe button. Have this show automatically downloaded to your phone every week for free. Spread the word. Give us a rating on Apple Podcast. Tell your mama and your mama's friends. I'm Michael Jernigan.
Ric Flair's friend out there who knows your mama.
Yes,
have her look us
somebody
up.
let him know. If we could get him on the show to do an interview, or we just want to talk to his mama. If we can get his mama on the show to do an interview, it'd be wonderful. We'll be back next week during Crown Jewel next Thursday. We will be here. Michael Jernigan, the Icon Jam Patterson. This is the Main Event Wrestling Podcast.